Café and Networking Podcast promotes business owners, business experts throughout the world. I'm Tom Reaoch, known as the King of Networking, connecting people from my unique communication lab in Brazil. Today we talk with Jeremy Streten, and he's joining us from Brisbane, Australia. Jeremy Streten is a founder and chief executive officer at Business Legal Lifecycle. He is the author of the Amazon #1 best-selling book, The Business Legal Lifecycle. The Business Legal Lifecycle is an innovative legal concept in the law tech space to help business owners everywhere. So Jeremy, how can consultants achieve repeat business without extra effort?
Thanks, Tom. Really, it's around looking for opportunities where they can help their existing clients to get more work. And that's what the Business Legal Lifecycle is designed to do. So it's 6 times cheaper for a business owner to get repeat work from a client than to go and find a new client.
Right.
And so by finding other ways that they can help their existing clients where they've already spent the time and the effort getting to know them is a much cheaper and better way to actually have better work with your clients. So that's the main way. Go back to your clients and find out what are their needs, and then go and service those needs to help them to build a great business or to whatever they're trying to do, to really help them do that in whatever they're trying to do in their life.
That's a good concept because actually businesses evolve, today on a daily basis. So your client from yesterday, your client today's might be doing something different, or you might have a different challenge this morning.
That's right. And that's why we created the Business Legal Lifecycle. It was around helping business owners from the legal space to identify what are their legal risks. So where are the gaps, the risks in their business, and then being able to really plug those gaps. And any other consultant can do the same thing by just looking for what those what those risks are, what those gaps are, and being able to go in and help their clients and do that in an innovative way that not many other consultants do, because they're often just reacting to problems rather than actually proactively trying to solve them beforehand.
I know, and that's where Tendencies comes from. So where you sit and what you do, and amongst your clients, I guess, you have a different view of what's happening out there.
Absolutely, and that comes into the old knowns and unknowns talk that I think I can't remember who that was. It was some general in America that talked about that. And there's a lot of things that I know as a lawyer that you may not know as a business owner, and then it's about uncovering what those are, so that the knowledge that the professional has can actually help the business owner to reduce those risks and to really help them going forward.
Well, to that, as a lawyer, obviously you have the legal understanding, but what I see from the lawyers I know, they have a different logic to looking at things, as many business people do. Your reaction time to things may be different from, let's say, a marketing person, right? Who just wants to jump out and do it, and you may take a couple seconds and, hey, let's take a look at it. So there are different timings for the same thing.
Yeah, different timings. And I think also there's a different thing that you're trying to achieve. When you're a lawyer, say, you're trying to reduce the risk that someone's going to get sued, or that they're going to lose out in a contract, or that they're going to lose money somehow. And other consultants are looking from a different angle with their clients. So I think that, absolutely there's a timing part, and a lot of lawyers, do take a while to respond because they really want to think through the solutions to the problem, because they're looking at all the different eventualities. They're looking through all of the different, the matrix of different responses to work out what's going to be the best one for you. And as I said, I think there's that, and there's also just that lens that we're constantly looking at the world at through risk, and how can we protect our clients, because that's what lawyers are there to do.
Well, and you mentioned the word world. The world has become it's a one-place business place. So the risks, the challenges, and the opportunities are everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's the thing that, you're in Brazil, I'm in Australia, and we're talking over the internet to do a podcast, and I do business all over the world. The Business Legal Lifecycle is a product that my goal is to make legal advice accessible for all SMEs around the world. And by producing books and contents and all the other stuff that we do, we make it so that people can actually access that information, because we do truly live in a global world. The last couple of years, it's all been shut down with pandemics and all the rest of it, and closed borders. But that's opening back up. And even we've proven over the last couple of years that you can run a business globally from anywhere, right, if you do that. So everyone should embrace the fact that we do live in a global world, and there's so much opportunity out there. There's almost, I think I read somewhere, Tom, that there's almost 8 billion people on this planet.
No, that's it. There are 8 billion, right? We're touching very closely to 8 billion.
That's right. And so there's just so much opportunity for everyone to be able to help everyone else in the world. There's an abundant amount of people that we can all help.
No, and to that, and I say there are 8 billion, and daily there are 8 billion searches on the different search engines. So it's not everybody doing a search, but there are 8 billion of them, and they're looking for nuts and bolts, pizza, lawyers, whatever, new opportunities, different markets. And obviously for a business person, you say that it's a small business owner, but a small business owner can be global and should be global and could reach and could need advice from different countries. That could be on the export, the import, just the ideas, what's behind that. And obviously there's legal print and everything. We can't open up a site today with having to go through a number of contracts to say whether you want to even do anything. But that's today's world, and hopefully people like yourselves help us, the business people, understand that better everywhere.
Yeah, and I think that's something that a lot of people miss. They see law as this scary thing that lawyers use big words. They charge by the minute or the word or whatever. They charge lots of money, and people see them as this big scary thing. And it just doesn't have to be that way, Tom. Everything that we produce is all in plain English, so everyone can understand what it is that they're doing. And it's amazing the feedback you get from people where they go, I never understood that legal concept. But after reading my stuff, they go, I do now understand it, and it's really easy. Why do lawyers have to use such big words? There's many reasons for that. We won't go into it to all that. But the concepts are very similar around the world. One of the things I've learned from my journey is that the concepts in Brazil are very similar to the ones in the UK, to South Africa, to Australia. It's all very similar conceptually. You just need a lawyer to help you go and implement it at the other end of the day. So for me, it's around how do we help more people out of those 8 billion people to really build their great businesses, and by making sure that they can identify those legal risks, plug them, and then move forward with their business. And really, that then lets people go and do what they do best, which is running their business.
Right. And to those 8 billion, 1,300,000,000 speak English. Many of them as a second language. So really our audience, our opportunity for anything, you can say, well, we can really reach almost 1.5 billion of those people because, and they want to understand plain English in any sense. That's in the legal terms, that's in any terms. So that's where the help comes from. Well, Jeremy, I want to thank you for being here. How can our audience, how can these 1 billion people find you?
Yeah, thanks, Tom. And thanks so much for having me on. There's probably 2 main ways. If anyone's interested to check out our website and what we're doing, if you go to businesslegallifecycle.com/cafe, so CAFE, we've put together a special page as a thank you for having us on the podcast. And we didn't mention it, but we have a risk assessment tool where people can analyze their legal risks. There's a 50% discount on that for having us on the show. Or the other option would be to have a look for me on LinkedIn. If they type in my name on LinkedIn, Tom, I'm the only one who spells my name that way. And they can follow me on there or connect with me. Just say that you heard me on this podcast, and I'd love to connect with all the listeners.
Oh, very good, Jeremy. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your evening with us and for our morning here in Brazil.
Thanks so much.
It's on businesslegallifecycle.com. If you want to put /cafe/test, with or without the slash, you'll find Jeremy Streten, and also on LinkedIn. Café and Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information at focusmi.com. Thanks for listening. Until the next time here at Café and Networking Podcast.